getting back to zero has been one of this team's strengths just all season long. What's been kind of the vibe and the mentality of the group over the last 24 hours now?
Just flushing the game, taking what we can from it, and learning from it. You know, you're not ready to play. That's kind of what happens. So, just trying to get back to, like you said, that 0-0 mentality. And coming out here, understand it's a new game, and they're still down in the series, so they're gonna come out how they did, hungry, and we have to match that.
How much does it help that, you know, a lot of these games in the playoffs, there's very little carryover? A lot of these games are their own separate entity.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've learned in my 2 years being in the playoffs is just every game is so unique. Down 2, down 1, tied. Like, every game is so different. I think that kind of helps you get back to that 0-0 mindset that we were talking about. You'll have aspects of the game that feel the same, but for the most part, everyone is so different, and there's such a level of focus that goes into each one that's, you know, different from the last game. So it's fun, and it allows you to kind of forget what's going on and just focus on the game.
Is it easier to flush, like you talked about flushing, is it easier to flush when nothing goes right as opposed to just like one thing that you're just like re-racking in your brain?
Yeah, for the most part. We're a team that don't make excuses either, so when you lose by that much, it makes you kind of want to learn more about yourself than it does, like, you know, if you think you play a really good game and you lose by 1. So I feel like they both have, like, their benefits of ups and downs. But yeah, it's easy to kind of flush that one and just be like, all right, that wasn't us. And obviously we've got to come with it because they're a really good team, and go from there.
You guys have done a great job bouncing back after a loss all season long. Do you kind of lean on that tonight to help you out?
I think it gives us confidence, but it's not something we like lean on, I think, per se. But it does give us confidence. It's something that we're good at, and something that we, you know, take pride in. And that's kind of how we approach the game.
Doug, you said it made you want to learn more about this team. What did you guys learn about yourselves in these past couple days?
Our ability to flush away a game. But I guess we'll see tonight what we've learned. But yeah, just coming out here with a good attitude and, like, ready to kind of get back at it.
And then with how different these 3 games have been, like, when you look at each one, especially the first 2, what are some of the common denominators there that, with how volatile or different these games could be, like, what are some of the ways you were able to fit in your way of winning, your methods of winning?
I think for both teams, it just comes down to, like, competing at a really high level and see who can do that for as much consistency as possible. That's been, like, the main thing with, like, us in the playoffs, and I think that's, like, you always try and, like, match or exceed what your opponent's doing, and that kind of goes for both ways. So I would definitely say, like, how hard you can compete and how hard you can, you know, pay attention to detail and try and do that for as long as you can for each game.
You know, we always hear about, and you're talking about every game being different. What is the different mental challenge when you're leading in a series?
Not getting complacent, for sure. It's definitely easy to, like, go out there and, like, human nature is just, all right, well, we're up, so we can kind of relax. So definitely fighting human nature and coming out there with a mentality that you're losing.
Is that what you felt last game, that you guys were too relaxed?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say from, like, a playing bad standpoint or, like, you know, how good or bad you shoot it. It's just more like attention to detail, like not being physical enough, having mental lapses defensively. It's like stuff like that I think you don't try and do as a player. It just kind of, like, happens, and it's human nature, and you're always trying to, like, fight that.
What did you guys see yesterday that you feel that you can correct? I mean, just in a big picture sense, not specific.
Not like X's and O's. I think the best answer I can give you is just focusing on a lot of the little stuff that we've been good at all year.
Anything else? Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.